It's not easy being single in a world where so much emphasis is placed on relationships and marriage and doing things together. And I understand people who feel alone and who feel like they aren't worth being in a relationship, I guess. And Valentine's Day for people like us is a day of hell, I guess. I mean, you walk around all day, every day, seeing couples together, watching commercials about chocolates, seeing cute things on TV, Valentine's Day specials, Valentine's Day on the news. It's a constant thing, and it's really overwhelming for a lot of people who don't have the luxury of being in a relationship. A lot of my friends can attest to this, because I used to be very bitter on Valentine's Day, and in general regarding relationships, and I would always make up excuses to avoid hanging out with people because I knew that not only would I be hanging out with them, but I'd also be hanging out with their significant other or with other people who were in relationships, and I didn't want to feel like I was the third wheel or the fifth wheel. And I mean, I'm sure you've been in a room where, you know, there's other people making out and you're just sitting there like, okay, what's going on? But yeah, like, I used to be very bitter about those things, and over the past several months, I really haven't been feeling bitter about that. Like, it's I feel like the past several months have been a growing experience for me in a lot of ways, especially this way. Now, I'm not one of those people who's going to say that you have to love yourself before you love someone else, because I think that's a complete load of bullshit. I know a lot of people who don't love themselves, yet they're in relationships, and they're in good, happy relationships. For me, I think being hurt in the past several months, multiple times, has shown me that, you know, I always had this preconception in my mind that being in a relationship is what would complete me in my life, because it does it for so many other people. And after experiencing relationships and being in love, I guess you could say, I've realized that that's not what completes me at all. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to experience it, and I do want to be with someone, preferably married to someone eventually, but in my mind, that's not the puzzle piece that fills in that missing spot. I think a lot of single people get this idea in their mind that by seeing their friends happy with someone else, that that's what would make them happy also. And that's not always the case. Like, there are many things in life that can make a person happy. And my challenge to all of you single people is to recollect on your life and on your relationships and determine whether or not those relationships filled that missing puzzle piece for you. If they didn't, then maybe there's something else in your life, like maybe future goals or other things that are going to complete you. Like, don't base your completion solely on something that everyone else is experiencing. Besides, Valentine's Day is more than just the love that two people falling in love experience. I feel like it has a lot to do with the love of oneself, the love of family, the love of friends, and the love of life in general. And I just wanted to remind you all that I love you and that I really appreciate you listening to me and interacting with me over YouTube. I really haven't talked about it this much, but one reason why I love doing this so much is because I like being able to take a moment and halt it in time and be able to just discuss something. Like love, for example. I think this is a great example of something that we can just stop and discuss and, I guess, find ourselves on the same page, I guess. But yeah, you guys have a good night, and I love you, and happy Valentine's Day, and even if you're single, remember that you are loved regardless.